The captivating aroma of coffee, enjoyed by billions, traces back to Ethiopia's ancient highlands.
Legend says a goat herder named Kaldi discovered coffee's energizing effects. My goats were unusually frisky after eating berries from a certain tree. Curious, I tried the berries and felt a newfound vitality.
Kaldi shared the berries with monks, who brewed a drink and stayed awake during prayers.
This began coffee's journey from Ethiopian custom to global phenomenon.
In the early days, coffee consumption in Ethiopia differed significantly from the modern methods we are familiar with today. Coffee beans were often consumed raw, ground into a paste with animal fat, or fermented into a beverage. The practice of roasting and brewing coffee, as we know it, developed later in Yemen. Coffee trees, scientifically known as Coffea arabica, thrived in the Ethiopian highlands. The region's ideal climate, with its cool temperatures, ample rainfall, and volcanic soil, provided the perfect conditions for coffee cultivation. For centuries, coffee remained a local commodity in Ethiopia, with its use primarily confined to religious ceremonies and social gatherings. The berries of the coffee plant, also known as coffee cherries, contain the valuable coffee beans. Each cherry typically contains 2 beans. These beans were harvested, processed, and consumed in various ways, reflecting the ingenuity of the Ethiopian people in harnessing the potential of this remarkable plant. Coffee's journey from Ethiopia to the rest of the world began with its introduction to Yemen, across the Red Sea. Yemeni traders, impressed by the energizing effects of coffee, brought the beans back to their homeland, where they began cultivating the plant in the mountainous regions. The fertile slopes of Yemen, with its similar climate to Ethiopia, proved ideal for coffee cultivation. Yemeni farmers developed sophisticated irrigation techniques and agricultural practices that allowed them to cultivate coffee on a larger scale. Coffee cultivation quickly took root in Yemen, transforming the region into a major coffee-producing center. The Yemenis are credited with developing the coffee brewing methods that would later spread throughout the world. They roasted the coffee beans, ground them into a fine powder, and brewed the coffee in a special pot called a dalla. This innovation marked a significant step in the evolution of coffee consumption. The spread of coffee within Yemen and beyond was greatly aided by Sufi monks. These Islamic mystics embraced coffee for its stimulating properties, which allowed them to stay awake during their nighttime prayers and meditations. Sufi monasteries became early centers of coffee consumption, and their influence played a crucial role in popularizing the beverage. As Sufism spread throughout the Middle East and beyond, so too did the custom of coffee drinking. Sufi travelers and missionaries carried coffee beans with them on their journeys, introducing the beverage to new lands and cultures. Coffee's association with spirituality and religious devotion contributed to its widespread acceptance. The Sufi practice of dhikr, a form of rhythmic chanting and prayer, often involved the consumption of coffee. The beverage's stimulating effects helped the monks maintain their focus and concentration during these extended periods of spiritual practice. Coffee became an integral part of Sufi rituals and traditions. Coffee houses, the social hub of the Arab world. Coffee houses, known as kahve khanes, emerged in the 15th century in the Arabian Peninsula and quickly became integral parts of urban social life.
These bustling establishments provided a space for people from all walks of life to gather, socialize, discuss politics, play games, and enjoy the stimulating beverage.
Coffee houses became centers of intellectual discourse, attracting scholars, poets, musicians, and artists. The lively atmosphere and the free flow of ideas fostered creativity and debate.
Coffee houses played a vital role in the cultural and intellectual life of the Arab world, earning them the nickname schools of the wise.
The rise of coffee houses coincided with the expansion of the Ottoman Empire. As the Ottomans conquered vast territories, they brought with them their customs and traditions, including coffee drinking. Coffee houses quickly sprang up in major cities throughout the empire, from Istanbul to Cairo to Damascus, further cementing coffee's place as a beloved beverage. Coffee arrives in Europe, a Venetian affair. Coffee made its way to Europe in the 17th century, brought back by European travelers and merchants who had encountered the beverage in their travels to the east.
Venice, with its bustling port and cosmopolitan atmosphere, became the first European city to embrace coffee. Venetian merchants, renowned for their trade networks spanning the Mediterranean and beyond, played a key role in introducing coffee to Europe.
The exotic origins and stimulating effects of the beverage piqued the curiosity of Venetians, who were eager to sample the latest trends from distant lands.
Despite initial resistance from some quarters who viewed coffee with suspicion due to its foreign origins and association with Islam, the beverage quickly gained popularity in Venice. Coffee houses, modeled after those in the Arab world, began to appear in the city's squares and alleyways, offering a taste of the Orient to curious Venetians.
The rise of coffee houses in Europe. By the late 17th century, coffee houses were established in major cities like London, Paris, Oxford, and Vienna. Frequented by writers, artists, and intellectuals, they became centers of social interaction and cultural exchange. Coffee houses offered a sober alternative to rowdy taverns. They fostered rational discussion and intellectual pursuits. Known as penny universities, they facilitated lively debates for the price of a cup of coffee. Coffee houses profoundly impacted society, contributing to Enlightenment thought and community. Section 8. Colonial coffee. From Java to the Caribbean. As the demand for coffee soared in Europe, European colonial powers sought to establish their own coffee plantations in tropical regions with suitable climates. The Dutch East India Company, one of the most powerful trading companies of the time, played a pivotal role in the global coffee trade. The Dutch established coffee plantations in Java, Indonesia, taking advantage of the island's fertile volcanic soil and abundant rainfall. Javanese coffee quickly gained a reputation for its high quality and distinctive flavor, becoming a sought-after commodity in European markets. Other European colonial powers followed suit, establishing coffee plantations in their own colonies.
The French established coffee plantations in the Caribbean islands of Martinique and Guadeloupe, while the Spanish introduced coffee to Central and South America, laying the foundation for the future dominance of Brazil in the global coffee market.
Brazil's ascent, a coffee empire emerges. By the 19th century, Brazil had emerged as the world's leading coffee producer, a position it maintains to this day. The country's vast land resources, favorable climate, and the availability of cheap labor allowed it to cultivate coffee on an unprecedented scale. Brazilian coffee planters, eager to meet the growing global demand for coffee, cleared vast swaths of rainforest to make way for coffee plantations.
The introduction of coffee transformed the Brazilian economy, turning the country into an agricultural powerhouse and attracting waves of immigrants seeking their fortunes in the coffee industry.
The rise of Brazil as a coffee superpower had a profound impact on the global coffee trade. The country's massive coffee production led to a significant drop in coffee prices, making the beverage accessible to a wider range of consumers. Coffee had truly become a global commodity. A global beverage's enduring legacy. From its humble origins in the Ethiopian highlands to its status as a global beverage enjoyed by billions, coffee's journey is a testament to human ingenuity, cultural exchange, and the enduring appeal of this remarkable plant. Coffee has played a pivotal role in shaping societies, economies, and cultures around the world. Today, coffee is one of the most traded commodities in the world, second only to oil. The coffee industry provides livelihoods for millions of people, from farmers to baristas. Coffee houses, in their various forms, continue to serve as social hubs, fostering connections and conversations. As we savor the rich aroma and complex flavors of our daily cup of coffee, it's worth reflecting on the long and fascinating journey this beverage has taken to reach our cups. From the ancient forests of Ethiopia to the bustling coffee shops of today, coffee continues to captivate and inspire, connecting us across cultures and continents.